Well, you can't just let workers talk to each other. That's how you get unions. So back to Game Changer, and this one, The Night Shift. That was what it was called, right? I think that's what. Maybe the name of the episode was actually something else. I'm not going to check now. But yeah, this was like I kind of expected it was going to be a little bit of a come down from the incredible high that was Roulette 2. I have rewatched that even more times since having seen it and rewatched it before I even reviewed it the first time. Roulette 2 is really, really good. God, the way Josh screams when he sees the adult Bjorn. Anyways, this it's interesting. It's not amazing. Here's what I'll say in its favor, and this is the thing I would say to keep in mind for the whole way through, because I am going to pick it apart a little bit. But what kept it going and what kept it from getting dull was that it kept shifting and changing enough as it went that while there weren't very many laugh out loud moments, I was never bored. And I never felt like, yeah, no, I know exactly how all this is going to go. There were enough little shifts and changes as it went to make me go, oh, well, that's new. And that helped. So this, in a lot of ways, feels like an attempt to fix the Everything Factory, which was a season 2, if I remember correctly, episode that's not very well regarded. And again, like even the worst episodes of Game Changer are still fun to see at least once. But yeah, the Everything Factory is a very simple concept that doesn't evolve as the game goes on. And once you know what it is, it kind of just counted on the wacky hijinks to carry it through. And I guess it does, but it just feels way flatter than most other Game Changers. This feels like an attempt to fix that. You have your 3 people with an assignment that is doable. It's a little odd, it's a little unusual, but it's doable. But then we bring in the complication of the night shift, another group of 3 people who come in and don't get told what the task is. They're just plopped at the workstation and are expected to continue working, even though they don't know what the end goal is. They have to just kind of look at what work has happened and go from there. And it's an interesting, like, this is definitely better than the Everything Factory. And some of the things they throw into it work, some of them don't. I feel like Sam should have stepped in, or maybe not even Sam, maybe Paul Foreman Lino, which was a fun character. I like that for Paul. Should have stepped in and told them that they couldn't write directly on the desk of their workstations, because I feel like when the day shift should have been engaging with stuff like the magnet poetry or the letter blocks, or in order to communicate with the night shift. Instead, they were just smudging the Oreo remnants and writing and using it to write words. I feel like somebody should have stepped in and said, "Oh, you're vandalizing the workstation. We can't let you do that," because that felt like it disengaged from a bunch of the mechanics. And like normally, it's okay when the players break the game, but this was a case in which they kind of broke the game in a way that removed the function of a lot of what was going on. I feel like the store in general, first of all, I do love the idea of the company store. And I get on paper the game theory of having the night shift be the only ones who could buy stuff from the company store when they were the ones who didn't know what the task was, meaning they have no idea if what they buy is going to be useful to the people on the day shift. I get the game theory behind it. In practice, though, the company store felt like it didn't add as much as it could have, partially because, as I said, the main thing that maybe it should have been used for as a method of roundabout communication got completely undercut by far more direct communication with smearing the Oreos. Now, the Oreos were fun. They were one of the highlights, especially Raph testing them. Ah! I don't know what it is about the players just screaming like that. Jacob Wysocki, in Sam Says 3. And heck, Josh in Roulette 2. Contestant screaming is a good time. So, like, comedy-wise, that was probably the highlight. I kind of liked a running thing where Siobhan just kept going, so help me if I'm stuck with Grant. And then at the end it is Grant. She's like, I never doubted you. But, you know what shouldn't have worked but did? And I think they just kind of got lucky. Well, no, they did one smart thing and then they got lucky. Demi as the answer guy. I think the game theory and as a mechanic within the game, I'm not sure the answer guy added too much to it. But having it be Demi, first of all, that helped because he brought a lot of personality to it, just standing there with the cigarette, or like when he kind of crawls off. And then Grant completely screwing it up. That was where they lucked out, because like he was kind of a fun presence, and like first of all, what is it with Demi and like cigarette stuff on this series? But anyways, like that was fine. But I might have called it like that didn't really need to be there, except Grant goes, so I ask a yes or no question, and Demi just goes, yes, and walks away. I feel like they just got lucky that Grant screwed it up that badly, and then he did it again. And then he actually got an answer and disregarded it. He asked, if I do this, will it help me? Is told no, and then does it anyway. I think what maybe would have helped would have been to either find a way to ensure much more restrictive communication between the two, or to have the night shift do something other than just figuring out what the day shift was doing. Because once they kind of got into the swing of things, they weren't thrown off by very much later on. You can kind of tell from the editing how much more quickly things are moving along. And I suspect a lot of that has to do with the fact that they'd all just kind of figured out how this goes and we're just doing it, which doesn't necessarily make for the best version of the show, when the show generally thrives on chaos. But I still had fun with it. Again, I think it helps that there's almost always something new added that makes me go, okay. Which is basically the polar opposite of what the Everything Factory was. The Everything Factory was just, okay, and now it's a different thing coming on the conveyor belt, but they're still just going to assemble whatever the heck, and okay. Like nothing changed, nothing evolved. Here, there was a constant introduction of new elements and changes, or the task would roll over to something else. And that would change it up a little bit in some way. And that kept it going. I don't know whether or not I like this better than Don't Wake Standards and Practices. I'm kind of back and forth. I enjoyed Don't Wake Standards and Practices, but the more times pass, the more I'm kind of soft on that one. Like I think I like this a little bit less, only for fewer laugh out loud moments, because it really was pretty much just Grant with the yes or no guy and Raph with the wasabi Oreos were the two big laugh out loud moments. I feel like I had more laugh out loud moments with Don't Wake Standards and Practices. Not many more, but I think I had a couple more. But yeah. It's fine. It's solid. It's one of those cases where it's like, it's still a fun time to watch, but I know Game Changers highs are way higher than this, partially because they just showed me one. Like, I'm honestly worried that the season might have peaked. I'm a little bit worried that it's not going to get better than Roulette 2. But again, like, since it gets to change up every time, it doesn't necessarily have to be better than. It just needs to, bring a different flavor and a comparable energy. But, I'm not sure it's ever a good thing to peak 2 episodes into your season. And then, like, even if the rest is kind of good, it's like, I mean, this is good, but you kind of did it better earlier. I mean, at that point, you're just Star Trek Strange New World Season 2, which is a reference that I did feel like wasn't worth making. Anyways. Night Shift, or whatever this one was called. What'd you think of this one? Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Patreon pays the bills and enables me to do this. That's my living. Even if you can't help me out that way, like, share, subscribe. Those will help. Don't worry too much about it, though. We take a relaxed attitude around here, so you can just come on back next time you need a break. Now to thank my highest supporting patrons: Robin Moore, Jared Boyce, Zubin Lipfula, Auntie Kate 808, Mira G, Angry Casperl, Claire Wright, Dave Hall, Snark Shark, Oliver B, Mystic Shadow, Daphne Matthews, Sean Miller, Welsh Wrestling Geeks, Melissa Pedersen, Becky Sparks, Twilord, Kay Johnston, Tracy Scrabbit, Pal Barabajoggle, Magdalena, Sir Didymus is my favorite, and a couple of additional names I'll have to dub in because I forgot to add them. And here I am with those dub names. Thank you to the Demon Bunny, Vin Jost, and Sarvis. I'm a little bit distracted, you might have noticed. Everyone's reintegrated. Don't worry about Navarro. He got rehoused. He's completely happy where he is. But this is the mischief now. And it's a lot.